What does that mean? That means we're giving everything we have. We're showing to Krishna that we're interested in connecting with him. We're interested in being Krishna conscious. We're interested in serving him. We're proving to Krishna we're interested. That's the hard thing to do when we're actually not interested. Right? It's hard to prove you're interested when you're not fully interested, when you're just somewhat interested. So we have to increase our level of interest. And we can prove to Krishna, no, I am interested, my Lord. Well, prove it. You prove it by giving everything we have. So we covered that. And then when you reach the fourth gate, which is owned completely by Krishna, we cannot open it. Only Krishna can open it. And we knock on that door, on that gate, and ask for mercy, and then Krishna gives us his mercy. Right? And we chant. So we talked about the 6 symptoms of surrender. Among the 6 symptoms of surrender, we accept things that are favorable, reject things that are unfavorable. Right? So to summarize, we talked about how the Lord reciprocates as we surrender. Ye yathama prapadyante. We talked about the 4 gates, which are the fundamentals, the mind, the heart, and mercy. And we also talked about how merciful the Lord actually is. He is very lenient. He is very merciful by his very nature. See? So we can count on him to open the door. But he won't open the door if we not reach the door. And we can only reach that door if you've gone through the other 3 gates to the 4th gate. Okay? And then we made a sankalpa, a commitment that I'm committing today, my Lord, to take a bold step of making my japa way better than before. It's called the quantum leap. Quantum leap means you're going to the next level or several levels in one shot. We can do that because there's no limit to how much we can improve our quality, isn't it? That's what we did. And then we talked about how to sit properly and certain things that can help us sit properly. Even artificially, we work on our posture, it's fine. We get in the habit of having good posture until it becomes natural. You can see Prabhupada very naturally just set up straight. It's very natural for him. And he's inviting us to be very naturally aligned, just like how he is. Okay, we talked about some exercises we could do just to stretch a little bit. We talked about pranayama, breathing exercises to help with the mind. And some practical tips we could use to sit up straight, like sitting on this cushion. These cushions are very useful to keep our spine straight, okay? And now today's session number 3, which is a mind and intellect. That's that session, that's the mind is which gate? 2nd gate. Engaging the mind, okay? So we talked about the mind, that we want to absorb the mind in Krishna. It's a cultural absorption. Mind is the best friend and the worst enemy. And reflect on the transcendental nature of the holy name, that here is Krishna. And my Lord, this is for you. We're dedicating consciously to Krishna. My Lord, this is for you. Okay. So now, you can come closer so I can see you. Come closer. You don't hide behind each other. Come in the front. Little kids especially, so don't hide behind the pillars. Okay. I want to ask some questions. That's why I want to see your faces, all right? Hare Krishna, Krishna. Oh, this one. So, my question is, what is the mind? Kids, do you get it? Yes, Shivani.
Your best friend and your worst enemy.
Okay, that mind is the best friend and worst enemy, but how would you define the mind?
Basically,
Okay, I'll start the sentence and you finish it, okay? The mind is the faculty that does what?
Can help you or harm?
What does it do? What does it do? Yes.
Feeling and willing.
Yes, very good. Very good. It is a faculty that does stuff based on feeling and willing. Any other definitions? of
You
mind?
could think of it.
Try to keep it very short. I want very short answers. I don't want full paragraphs.
You can think of it like like an elephant. An elephant could help you or it could harm you. It could
Yes.
help you go forward or it could hold
Good.
you.
Yes. It's like an elephant. Okay. That's good. That's a good answer. Anything else? Yes, Shivani?
Huh?
You're pointing to your head.
Huh?
Okay. Okay, mind. Does Krishna mention the mind in the Bhagavad Gita? A lot. A lot. What is the word for mind in Sanskrit? Mana. And so many verses have that word in it. Mana. So many, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's if we have a common definition of what it is, then it's clear to what we're talking about. The mind is the impulsive faculty. Hare Krishna, welcome. It's the impulsive faculty that accepts or rejects things based on what feels good, based on its repository of desires. So mind is it's impulsive, means it'll do things. It'll just an impulse, like a child or like an elephant. It'll just do something. Not because it's a smart thing to do, but because it feels good. Remember that, feeling or willing. So it's kind of like an immature child. The mind is like an immature child. Remember, there's children that are mature, and then there's immature children, right?
Toddlers.
Yeah, no, some toddlers are also quite mature. And some teenagers are quite immature. It doesn't matter the age. Like these kids here, they're very mature. They're really mature kids. And then there's some really childish kids, right? You've seen them, right? You know who they are. Not you guys, but the other ones, right? So, the level of maturity shows how much intelligence was involved in that decision. So mind is not that. Mind is what, if it feels good, you do it. Okay? So mind is different than intelligence. Remember that. You remember the Western psychology, they use different terminology. But this we're using Vedic psychology. It's mana, and what's intelligence? Buddhi. Mana, buddhi. These two are what we have to work with. There's a third one called ahankara, but we can't work with that one. We cannot work it. It's not accessible to us actually. Did you know that? Mind, intelligence, and false ego, right? We see the three sub-elements.
Can we shape it working on our mind and
Exactly.
intelligence?
We can only work with the mind intelligence, and that shapes the ego. We can purify the mind intelligence. We can't purify the ego. If you notice, Krishna says purify intelligence, purify mind. Right? Maya pito mano buddhi. He doesn't say Maya pito mano buddhi ahankara. He doesn't say that. Why? Because mana and buddhi we can work with. Ahankara is something we can't touch. It's just a side effect of what we work with in mind intelligence. Alright? Keep that clear. So the mind is a childish part of our psyche. It says, oh, do this, go for it. It feels good, do it. Forget about anything else. And that's where our bad habits reside. Because mind is actually very powerful. And so when the mind says do it, if the intelligence is weak, you will do it even though you know it's not good for you. That's called mana. That's what Krishna says, focus on mana. Purify the mind. And that's what Arjuna says, to control the mind is like controlling the wind. Chanchala hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayureva sudushkaram. It's more difficult. It's so chanchala, it's so restless and fickle. It's like trying to control this raging wind with your hands. It's not possible. Okay? Well, it's not impossible. It's just very difficult. So now you understand the mind? Okay, if I ask you what's the mind again now, see, first read this, memorize this. It's the impulsive faculty that accepts or rejects things. Sankalpa, vikalpa. Accepting, rejecting. Based on what? What feels good. And it's also a repository of our desires. So now we have a whole memory of what felt good, what didn't feel good. So then,
Can you take a picture?
yeah, please take. So, we have a whole bunch of memories, right? That particular ice cream, awesome. The Karelas, not so awesome. So then you develop desires. Some people like Karela, like I like Karelas, it's really nice. I think it's the best subject. So for me, that's a nice desire. But it's still based on what felt good, right? And then in the future, when someone presents something that we have good memory about, the mind will jump, yes, go for this one. These little video clips of babies eating ice cream for the first time. They think that's something, oh, this is so awesome, It's really cute. So that, because it's developing the repository. Okay? All right, so I'm going to ask you now, what is the definition of mind? What is a mind? Mind is, kids,
The mind is
that faculty.
the faculty that that like controls like the that makes it on feeling how it feels and then a willing.
That's right. And it's a repository of your desires. Okay, you accept things, you reject things based on what feels good or how it feels. All right? Now, what's the intelligence? What's the intelligence? Remember, this is the impulsive faculty. The intelligence is the rational faculty. It reasons things out.
Instead of like past it thinks through it. Thinks
Exactly.
Through,
Perfect.
or like,
Perfect.
instead
Yeah,
of
that's it. You're done. You know, it's perfect. It thinks things through. That's the perfect answer. Then you can write the purport later, but that's the answer. Okay? It thinks things through based on rationality. And it overrides the impulses of the mind based on not what feels good, but based on higher understanding and higher goal. Like right now, suppose I'm sick, I have fever or something like that, right? And I have to take a bitter medicine. So my mom puts the medicine in my mouth, it's like a spoonful of medicine. My mind says spit it out because it's so bitter. But the intelligence says no, swallow it because it's good for you. The higher purpose, to get better. Clear? So now the intelligence says, forget the mind, don't spit it out, swallow it, get used to it, it's only for your own good. That's the higher goal. So you override the impulse of the mind for a higher goal. Yes.
So is it like delayed gratification?
That's right.
So far?
Yeah, you delay gratification because why am I not being gratified now? Why am I skipping now? If I have the opportunity to get gratification now, why don't I skip it? Like it says, hard work pays off in the future, right? But laziness pays off now. Right now, I feel like if I'm lazy, I'll relax. So if you delay the gratification, because hard work doesn't feel good right now, but in the future it'll pay off. Right? If you study hard right now, it's kind of boring. You have to study, cram so many things, but then you end up being a very educated person. You get better jobs. You can run bigger business, whatever it is. You're just more successful in life. Okay? So this is the intelligence. The intelligence is a rational faculty that overrides the impulses of the mind for a higher goal. You see that? The rational faculty. We talked about this, right? Both the mind and intelligence are ours to do with what we please. These are tools given to us. They may seem like different entities almost, but they're ours. It's not another living entity living in us. It's not being haunted by ghosts. The mind is a subtle, it's almost like a finger, a hand, or arm, or something like that. These are just parts of our body, subtle body. These are faculties, they're abilities that are given to us to work with in the world. Okay? So we have the mind, we have the intelligence. So you can see this is in this picture, which one is the mind, which is the intelligence?
The child would be the mind,
And the father is the intelligence. So the mind takes its cues from the intelligence. If the intelligence is properly trained, then you know, okay, I have to wake up in the morning at a certain time if I don't feel like. I have to take a shower even if I don't feel like. I have to brush my teeth even if I don't feel like. I have to eat healthy even though I don't feel like. I'll eat donuts and ice cream for breakfast, but that's not good. I'll eat something healthier, right? So the intelligence, we listen to it all the time. The intelligence guides the mind all the time. That's what makes us civilized human beings. So the mind takes the cues from intelligence. If the intelligence is aligned properly, the mind will also be aligned. Okay? Watch this. Okay, watch it again. Watch it again. So So these guys are watching soccer or football or something, right? They're watching TV, okay? And the baby, he sees that they scored a goal, so he gets all excited, but he doesn't realize he's cheering for the wrong team. So the mind gets excited about something, the intelligence says, no, don't get excited about this. This one you have to do, oh. You see? You see the difference here? This is a cute little video, but it shows how the mind learns. Okay, I should not have become excited about that thing. You understand? Similarly, if the intelligence is properly aligned, we can train the mind to be properly excited. Why do you see some devotees get so excited when it's time for Harinam? Oh my God, we're going Harinam. Not everybody gets excited, but those devotees, their minds are trained by the intelligence. And they've got a taste for it. You can train your mind for Japa in the same way, that you look forward to Japa. You know? Watch it again. This thing is so cute. I never get tired of this. It's so cute. Alright. Okay, so this is why we must strengthen our intelligence by studying the Siddhanta very seriously. How do you read, discuss, hear, ask questions, read again, become an expert, then teach it, explain it to others, this philosophy. Then you'll understand more and more. This way, with a more confident intelligence, like you should be able to explain things clearly. Like you have a sense of what it means, but you also have to have the ability to explain it clearly in one sentence instead of 10. Right? You don't get extra credit for writing a lot of fluff. You have to be able to write to the point. Okay? Then our mind will be guided more sharply. The emotional energy of the mind, remember, mind is a lot of energy. The emotional energy of the mind will be channeled toward our higher goals. And our mind will become our friend, not an enemy. It will become an asset, not a liability. Clear? Okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this. Siddhanta boliya chitte nakaro alasha iha hoite Krishna lage shudreda manasa. Siddhanta boliya chitte nakaro alash. Alash means what? Laziness. Don't be lazy in studying Siddhanta. Mahaprabhu says this. Why? Iha Krishna lageshu drida manas. Your mind will become drida in Krishna. Your mind will become firm and determined. Right? Translation says, a sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusions, Siddhanta. Siddha Anta means conclusion. Anta means at the end. Consider them controversial or boring or whatever. For such discussions, strengthen the mind. Thus, one's mind becomes attached to Krishna. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? 117. Adi Lila. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namasru mam eva shasi yuktvaivam mana mad parayana. Right? 934, everyone knows this verse. Engage your mind, man mana. Always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance to me, worship me, being completely absorbed in me. How many times Krishna emphasizes the mind? So many. Look at these references. Indriyanam manaschasmi. Of the senses, I am the mind. Mayyaveshya mano yemam. Put your mind in my personal form. Fix your mind. And then 12.7, he says, Maya veshita chetasam, fix his mind upon me. Mayeva mana adatsva, fix your mind upon me. Maya arpita mano buddhi, fix your mind intelligence on me. Again and again. You see the point here. Alright? So, yesterday we did a little bit of exercise. Who was not here yesterday? Okay. We'll do this exercise one more time. Those of you here will do it again. Okay, you already know it. Mind exercise. So we're going to do guided meditation. Sit up straight, close your eyes. And now very clearly, imagine you're in your kitchen of your home. You go to the refrigerator, open the refrigerator door, see the carton of juice, your favorite juice is there, take it out, close the refrigerator door, and you pour yourself half a glass of that juice. Hopefully everybody saw. Now you can come back. You can come back to the room here. Yeah, everybody saw, right? You guys saw it again this time also? Anybody not visualize the juice or visualize the refrigerator? You saw it, right? It's not, there's no brainer. It's so easy. If you put your mind to it, it's not a big deal. If we want to control the mind, it's really not that big of a deal. The problem is to get it consistent, because you chant Hare Krishna, and then the mind goes here and there. The challenge is to keep bringing it back. So if you get in the habit of bringing it back. How do you bring it back? Because you're not feeling satisfied in japa, you feel dry. The moment you start feeling dry and dissatisfied, you bring it back. How do you bring it back? Engaging the heart. But there's no feeling. How can I not be having feeling? Because the mind is thinking of something else now. It's not thinking that Krishna is here anymore. Forgot. If we really recognize Krishna is here, then our hearts will start moving, we'll start having feelings too. We have all had good feelings of Krishna, and we've all had spiritual experiences in Krishna consciousness. All of us. Undeniable, indubitable. Krishna was there in my consciousness. I want that again and again. At least during my japa I should have it. We have proven it. So here in Shikshashtakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. That he has infested all his energies, all his potencies, all his Shaktis into the holy name. So, this is where intelligence needs to know that Krishna has put everything in this holy name. And he's made it available. And he's given us a mechanism by which we can chant the name. You know how hard it is to chant? Like in one sense, you know how many variables involved in the tongue moving this way, the vocal cords moving this way, the air coming through the lungs just the right way to get the frequency and the sound. We just take it for granted. It's not easy. So many things have to line up. People lose their voice. You lost a chance, right? Because you got an infection or something, you have to wait until the voice comes back. So many things could go wrong. We are so lucky that we're able to do it. Don't take it for granted, right? So this is part of intelligence, using our intelligence to understand Krishna, how much he's given us. So one part is to understand that Krishna has invested all his potencies. This verse, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatma Nama Namino. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete. Purna, Shuddho, form of all transcendental levels. The name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. Yes?
Which scripture is this?
Yeah, this is from Chaitanya Chaitanya. This is a very important one. This is Krishna himself. Okay? Now, remember we're still on the topic of intelligence. This is how we align our intelligence. Remind ourselves that Krishna and his name are the same. Remind ourselves that Krishna has put all his energy. Before the name Krishna comes, which name comes in the Mahamantra? Hare. Hare refers to Mother Hara. Who is Mother Hara we talked about yesterday? Yes? Radharani. Is Radharani mentioned in Bhagavad Gita? Second question.
Not directly.
Okay, not directly. That's correct. Not directly. There's no verse in Bhagavad Gita that says Radharani or Radhe or Radha. Okay, but what does that mean, not directly? That means indirectly?
About the energies, probably.
Yes.
I'm taking
You're in the right track, that's correct, yes.
I think like since Radharani and Krishna are the same, it's
They're not the same.
it's
No,
no,
it's
like
a-
like yeah, like the energy. I think like since it mentions like Hari somewhere in the Bhagavad Gita, it might mean like something about Radharani, but not like directly like Radharani.
Yeah, so her name
Devi
is not
Shakti,
mentioned.
Devi
Yes!
Shakti.
Yes, exactly, that's right. Perfect. Perfect answer. Devi. Prakriti. She is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita as Devi Shakti. You got it. I've given this class many times. You're the first one who ever got it. Applause. Mahatmana sumam partha devim prakritim ashrita bhajanti manaso gyata bhutadim avyayam. Prior to this verse, in verse number 12, Krishna talks about Moga Asha, Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vichetasaha, Rakshashim, Asurim Chaiva, Prakritim Mohinim Ashrita. Those are Rakshash type, Asuri type, who was very, exploitative natures. They take shelter, they also take ashraya of Prakritim Mohinim. The energy that is Mohini, the deluding energy. So Krishna has two primary energies, the Mohini Prakriti and Devi Prakriti. So those who are like the Duratmas, they take shelter of Mohini Prakriti. Maya, basically, material energy. But Mahatma, tu means what in Sanskrit? But. And with this, he's saying but means he's contrasting to the previous one. He's contrasting to the Duratmas. Mahatmas do what? Mahatmas tu mam partha. They take of my energy. Which one? Devi Prakriti Ashrita. They take shelter of Devi Prakriti. Who is who? Srimati Radharani. So she is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. Devi Prakriti. Remember, this divine nature is not just a light. It's a person, Srimati Radharani. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. But whose shelter do we take? We worship in Krishna, but whose shelter do we take? Srimati Radharani, that's right. She's our real boss. She's the one we approach. When we approach the father, we approach to the mother. She is the main focus. She is our true worshipable deity. Her Royal Majesty, Srimati Radharani. Now, in the purport to this verse in Bhagavad Gita, does Prabhupada explain that this refers to Radharani? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Then how am I supposed to come to the conclusion that this verse refers to Radharani? Yes.
The divine nature.
Yeah, but so we don't know if that is really Radharani.
It can also be Ananda.
It could be anything else. The clarification is not there in the purport of Bhagavad Gita.
In a Bhagavatam purport, does that come up?
In another purport, that's right. In Nectar of Devotion.
Oh.
That's why we have to take Bhakti Shastri. All 4 books are covered in Bhakti Shastri. That's why you have to read all the books. And he gives a purport to this verse, to this specific verse in Nectar of Devotion. And that secret is not available in Bhagavad Gita as it is purport. That's why you have to read all the books of Prabhupada. Before you read any other books in the world, read all Prabhupada's books first. All of them. They're not that many actually. They're not that many, right? Like 10, 15 books of Srila Prabhupada. Maybe 20. I don't know. It's not that many. If you count Bhagavatam as one book, Chaitanya Charitamrita is one book, Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Ishopanishad. They're not that many, maybe 20 something, If you read all of them, then you see all the connections. And not just read like this. Read with memory, connectivity, with the aim that you explain it tomorrow to somebody else. That's how you should read. Then you relish it. So let's read this. This is from Nectar of Devotion. This is the secret connection to that verse. To perform devotional service means to follow in the footsteps of Radharani. And the devotees in Vrindavan put themselves under the care of Radharani in order to achieve perfection in their devotional service. That's a secret. In other words, devotional service is not an activity of the material world. It is directly under the control of Radharani. Now he is referring to the Bhagavad Gita verse. In Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that Mahatmas or great souls under the protection of Devi Prakriti, the internal energy, Radharani, spelled out here now. There's no ambiguity, no guesswork. So being directly under the control of the internal potency of Krishna, devotional service attracts even Krishna himself. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The clues are there. This is why we need to read all books of Prabhupada, study them, not just casually read them. Clear? So, why this is all in the category of intelligence in the mind? Because we need to remind ourselves who it is that we are approaching with this mantra. Who is literally present in this mantra? Krishna invested all his potencies. There's no difference, abhinatva nama namina, between him and the name. The two different concepts. And now here, what about Hare? Oh, that's even greater. So when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So now lap time, sit up straight. Let's align ourselves now, okay? Sit up straight. What are we going to do to align ourselves? Chant clearly. Don't chant in one blur. We're going to chant 10 mantras now. 10. In not one blur. So to distinguish one mantra from the other, this is a trick that was taught by our spiritual master. It actually works pretty well. It keeps you focused on the mantra. It really works. The first Hare, you call out to Radharani. Make it a little bit louder than everything else. So then one mantra is distinct from the other. Each mantra is an offering to Krishna. Separate ahuti. Not the whole thing together. Don't make it a blur. Make each mantra an offering. Make it as if this mantra could be my last mantra of my life. It could very well be, because we don't know when we're going to die. So if each mantra is spoken with that clarity, with that discreet intentionality, then the quality of japa goes up like anything. So what can help us is cry out to Radhe, the first Hare. Okay? We'll do 10 mantras, and you'll find it is easier to bring your mind back to the chanting if we do it this way. With each ahuti, offering, oblation, we call out Srimati Radharani. Pray for her mercy. Please allow me to serve you and Lord Krishna. With feeling. Sit up straight, chant clearly, engage all the things we talked about, create a mood of devotion and prayer. Okay? And we chant 10 mantras together. We're going to count, okay? 10. And each mantra, you see the first Hare a little bit louder. Try it, okay? We're going to do a somewhat mechanical thing. It's a nice trick. Ready? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. when we chant with a little more intention, we feel a lot better. We feel the purifying effect. We feel the cleansing of the mirror of the heart. Cheto darpana marjanam. Marjanam means? Cheto means the mind or the heart. Darpana means what? Mirror. It doesn't say window of the mind. It says mirror. Interesting analogy. Why mirror? Because it reflects yourself. You see yourself. You see who you are. This is the science of self-realization. We realize who we are. And when we realize who we are, we'll act on that platform automatically. When you realize that I'm a servant of the Lord, I'm connected to the Lord, I'm in love with the Lord, we'll act out of love. We'll act in our position of serving. We'll act in our relationship. We are suffering from amnesia. We've forgotten who we actually are. Amnesia means, sometimes people lose their memory. And the guy's lost his memory. He was a car accident, he lost his memory. His children are there, his wife is there in the hospital. And who are these people? He can't remember them. But part of the therapy is to constantly look at their pictures, to repeat their names again and again. And sometimes the therapy works, and the amnesia gets resolved, and he's, oh my God. And now once he realizes he's the husband, he'll act in that capacity. Once he realizes the father, he'll act, his love will be natural and normal. But until then, he has to do therapy. So what we're doing is therapy of amnesia. We're chanting Hare Krishna, but when we actually realize, oh my God, this is the person I've been loving from eternity, and then you chant with love. Because you're not amnesiac anymore. Now you're in natural, normal state of who you actually are eternally. Okay. We'll go into something heavier now. What is some very big problems in terms of distractions in chanting? Like major problems.
Controlling the mind.
Yeah, but why? Why are minds so distracted?
Planning future,
Offense.
like
Worries.
not really
Yes.
stuff,
Things to plan, but even heavier than that. There's offenses that we do, but even heavier, stuff heavier than that. Heavy worries. We worry a lot. We worry a lot. Isn't it? I mean, we worry, we stress out about things. Either we stress out about finances, worry about the health of ourselves or our family members, worry about legal problems if they have any of those, worry about visa problems. I mean, there's all kinds of, that's part of legal problems, right? Especially if you're an immigrant. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'll never get a green card. It's difficult. Especially now you get like deported. It's disturbing. I mean, I'm talking about major worries. Sometimes we say distraction in chanting, but distraction is such a mild word compared to some of the worries we have to deal with. And sometimes when there's no worries, like you stress out, how come there's nothing to worry about? And you stress out again. There's nothing to worry about. There's always something to worry about. The daughter-in-law is always worried about the mother-in-law. It's like a huge problem. And then the son in between is always stuck. Oh my God, should I side with my mother this time? Should I side with my wife? It's very stressful for everybody involved. I mean, the dynamics of mother-in-law, daughter-in-law is so deep in this world. They make TV series out of it. Like so many Indian TV series, like an old TV series called...
Saas Bhi Kabhi.
Yeah, there's one called Chas Bhi Kabhi Dahi Thi. Because Chas used to be Dahi at one time. No. Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi means that the one who's mother-in-law, sometimes she's also daughter-in-law. So anyway, these things are very complicated. You guys don't even worry about it. It's an Indian thing. All right. But these are very stressful things. We're talking about major worries that dominate and saturate our consciousness day in, day out. Things like, say, a cousin who just got diagnosed with terminal cancer, a mother who's thousands of miles away in India who needs urgent care, and we feel so helpless because we can't even leave the country, or major legal issues, major personal career issues, finance issues. These are very stressful. Relationship issues, marriages falling apart, divorces, or, and then major problems with our children. Sometimes children don't listen, or, disagreements, bitterness between devotees. So many things. List goes on and on. Now you can come to me and say, Prabhu, what do I do? You know, so many problems. And I say, oh yeah, just chant Hare Krishna, surrender. And Krishna says, Masucha, everything will be fine. And he says, Saradhanam Padishyam. Like, Mashucha, don't worry, everything is fine. Just chant Hare Krishna. And then you'll cut me off. He said, Prabhu, I am not at that level. That I can just become like, a super surrendered devotee in ecstasy. Okay. Yeah, okay. These things are very heavy. They weigh on our mind. They're very real in the effect that they have on our focus and overall well-being in life. Right? So let me offer an analogy. How to deal with this when we want to chant really well. Like, these things come to the forefront so much that they become much more important than any other thing. At that point, we realize it's better for me just chant mindlessly. I don't care, let me finish my rounds. But this worry is, I can't let it go. How to deal with that? So I'm going to offer a little analogy. Okay? How to kind of at least deal with that a little bit. Suppose I ask you to hold this mug. This mug is full of water. Like this. You see my arm is extended out like this? Not like this, but like this. For 5 minutes. You can do it, no problem. 10 minutes, no problem. 45 minutes, and then your arm, you start feeling some tiredness. 2 hours, and it becomes painful. And 3 hours is intolerable. It feels like it weighs a ton. What I'm asking you to do today is not to pretend that these issues don't exist. I'm not saying you bury your head in the sand like an ostrich and masquerade, walk around as if you're a pure devotee who's risen above everything. No, that's not what we're asking you to do. All I'm asking is this. For the duration of this one round of japa, put down your mug of worries. Don't worry, after the one round of japa, you should pick it up again. If you want. But during the japa, at least for a few minutes, put it down. Your arm will feel better. You have to put it down. Knowing well, you'll be picking it up again. So you won't feel that, oh, this is not, I'm not that level where I can let it go. I'm not saying let it go. I'm saying give it a break. Understand? Because we are attached to our worries. We define ourselves based on our worries. At least give it a break during japa. Put it away on a different table, that mug. Imagine all your worries, put them in a mug, pour them in, put that mug somewhere else, feel some relief, then chant with some appreciation of Krishna's beauty, some gratitude of Krishna's opportunities given us. So many nice feelings we talked about yesterday. Put that mug away. Then after your japa is finished, pick it up again, start worrying. You will see that you'll be able to handle those worries a lot better. Just like your mug. You have to put it down, you pick it up again, you're stronger. You got a break. It's not so painful. And you get a more perspective that I'm able to put it down. If I can put it down for 5 minutes, why don't I put it down for 5 days? And then we'll realize chant and be happy, what that means. It's not don't worry, be happy. It's a chant and be happy. Don't worry, be happy is also good. It means put down the worries and be happy. But if you put down the worries and you don't have Krishna, that's useless. We need Krishna. We need to chant. That's what we're seeking. Chant and be happy in that order. Not that first let me somehow be happy, then I'll chant. You understand? Some people have an excuse, no, my life is too complicated, I cannot chant. In other words, they're saying, let me be happy first, then I'll chant. No. You will never be happy. You'll never be happy if you don't have Krishna in your heart. And you'll never have time. So put down the mug for a few minutes and chant Hare Krishna. Okay? Clear? Now we've been talking about properly aligned intelligence. What this does, it creates a mental climate. Because when we're chanting, we're not really thinking of things. We're just trying to hear. Someone asked, right? Prabhupada, what am I supposed to think about while I'm chanting? And Prabhupada said, you're not supposed to think anything. All you have to do is just hear the sound. Focus your full intelligence, your mind, everything on hearing the sound. Means you put aside thoughts. So all the things we said, we should align your intelligence by understanding Krishna is personally present. He's invested all his energies. You don't really think about that when you're chanting. Even those thoughts. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to the answer to your question you're going to ask. This just generally generates that question that you're going to ask. That's why you look at the analogy I'm giving. The properly aligned intelligence creates a mental climate. It's a mood. Mood is different from actual words. You understand? It's not that I'm meditating on that verse, what it means. No. It creates a mood of understanding. You've understood. Once you have understood, you don't need to keep thinking of those words. Your mood is aligned with that understanding that Krishna is personally present. If someone is personally present in front of you, don't you keep saying you're present in front of me. No, I see you. The mood is already there now. You have accepted thoroughly in the heart of my heart that Krishna is here. So before you chant your line, remind yourself, then you get in the mindset. So then, when you're chanting, it's actually making the offering to Krishna. My Lord, this is for you. You're connected because your mood is aligned. You see? So it's these philosophical reminders that set us a tone for our mindset. It creates a climate in our consciousness. Like, we have these, what is this called? Thermostat, right? It's a thermostat, and nowadays you get like these Wi-Fi enabled thermostats. That you control the smart ones, you can control remotely and internet and everything. So we can dictate the temperature and the humidity. The house. You have the humidity controls also. People have all kinds of nifty things these days. If you can set the temperature and humidity levels of your house, you can also set the temperament and the humility levels of your heart. Temperature, humidity, temperament, humility. Same thing. You have full control over it. You don't say, you can choose to be what level of humility you want to approach the Lord. You can change the ratio of arrogance to humility. You can shift it. You have a choice. You have full freedom to do that. Okay? All we have to remember really comes down to this. In this whole existence, there's nothing more to be had than the holy name. Nothing else is worth running after than the holy name. Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaches us. Is it Bhaktivinoda Thakur? He says, Nama vina kichu nahi ko aro, chauda bhuvana majhe. Except for the holy name, there's nothing within all the 14 worlds that's worth having. Nothing. Nothing is worth it. And the quicker we come to that conclusion, the happier we'll be. The faster we'll have access to true happiness. Other things will come and go in life. They're inconsequential. This is the only thing that matters. The problem is we think this is insignificant, only a small part of our balanced life. Forget about balance. This is what's missing so badly. Everything else is insignificant. Everything else is utterly inconsequential. 3 lifetimes from now, what does it matter whether I have a pimple on my nose or not? But right now it's like the most important thing. That's how it is. In all 14 worlds, nothing worth having other than holy name. Imagine we enter into the Japa room with the mindset of this level of appreciation. How much more you'll get out of your Japa? So much more. You'll be able to connect with Krishna with a great deal of appreciation. Okay? So now we're going to do one more chanting. But before that, are there any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
So, when we are chanting, we are not supposed to think anything.
That's right.
But are we not supposed to think about the beauty of Krishna? Or
Yes.
the beauty of...
You don't need to think about it, it'll come. You create a mood. You are only focusing on hearing. Don't try to strain your brain to think of other things, the beauty of Krishna and any of that stuff. You just praying to Krishna, please accept me, that's it. The beauty and all that, yes, you can think about it, use that to appreciate beforehand. That's what I'm saying. But during Japa, if you give your full focus and thought energy into hearing, you'll get more out of it. Yes.
Should we chant aloud or?
Yes, aloud. Always. Always aloud. Not so loud that the neighbor comes knocking, what's going on, but loud enough that someone sitting next to you can hear. Yeah. Sometimes some neighbors are very inconsiderate. There's one time, his neighbor, he was knocking on my door at 2:30 in the morning, bang, 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 bang. I'm like, his neighbor is so inconsiderate. But it's a good thing I was already up, practicing my Madanga, So it didn't bother me so much. Some neighbors is thoughtless. Yes.
Prabhu, is there a number of rounds that you need to do consecutively? Because sitting in 16 rounds is difficult.
If you
In
can
one
do 16 all in one shot, very good. If not, that's okay. You can, Prabhupada recommended, if you can't do it that way, then you do 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 before breakfast, 4 before lunch, 4 before dinner, and 4 before sleeping. That's 16. It's manageable. Whatever works for you, you find it. But in any given time, before sleeping, you must finish the 16 rounds. Prabhupada, how can you sleep without finishing rounds? Like why? You should not sleep only. That's it. I mean, you took a vow, it means you have to be gentleman and keep your word. You have to be like Lord Ram. Raghukul Rita Sada Chali Aayi, Prana Jaye Par Vachana Na Jaye. Means in the lineage of Lord Ram, I will die, but my word that I gave, I will do 16 rounds, that will never go. So sleeping is, like skipping sleep is easier than dying. You know? So, alright? Now, keep all the gates in mind. Let's align ourselves first. Take 1 minute to align ourselves. Sit up straight. Keep the gates in mind. Understand the greatness of Krishna's holy name. Soften our hearts and get in a prayerful space now. My Lord, I'm going to now allow me to cry in front of you. Allow me to really, really turn to you. My dear Radharani, you are my main boss. Please, I'm crying at your lotus feet now. And I'm going to chant your beautiful names. Engage me in your service. Place me in my eternal position. We're going to chant now 5 mantras together with a full mood and mindset. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol.
Hari.
Thank you. This is just the beginning. We're just getting started. We have to practice getting deeper and deeper. We're kind of rushing through this material, but we have to kind of really absorb each of these verses. Allow that becoming part of our bloodstream, what we think, meditating all the time. These verses are not just to see once and then forget. These verses are worth meditating on when you're in the middle of things and just understanding how powerful they are and potent they are in moving our hearts. It's a transformational exercise. The transformational exercise. We don't want to be worms crawling on the ground anymore. This Japa Jumpstart program, we're transforming so dramatically. Our Japa is going to go from this earth-crawling creature into a big butterfly, colorful and can fly anywhere in the sky. This is the level of transformation we're seeking today in this Japa Jumpstart program. We're not going to settle for anything less than the best. It's available to us. We know exactly how to do it. And we don't save any time by doing it a bad way. So might as well do it the right way, with the right mindset. Okay? Now we're going to go to the final session, session number 4, which is the third gate. Which is what is the third gate? Yes, heart. Chant with feeling. Session number 4. To start with this beautiful verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela. 199. This one is worth really referencing, making a note of. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tunde tandavini ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna kroda kadambini ghatayate karnabudebhya spriham chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim no jane janita kiyad bhiramritai krishneti varnadvai. I do much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When that name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, Cheta Prangan, it conquers the activities of the mind. And therefore all the senses become inert. You can see the feeling that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has. He's inviting us to enter into this ocean. This is not the regular ocean. This is the ocean of tears that Mahaprabhu shed from his eyes. He says, come and join me in crying for the Lord. They dance within the mouth. The two syllables, Krishna. So beautiful. This is the feeling that he is telling us we need to dive in. Join him. Now, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, did you know Srimad Bhagavatam is many, many different stutis or prayers in them? Right? The prayers of the demigods, the prayers of Gajendra, the prayers of... Right. So which is the first set of prayers in the Bhagavatam?
Kunti.
That's correct. That's correct. Prayers of Queen Kunti, the first set of prayers that appears. In that set, that's the 8th chapter of the first canto. Verse number 26. Verse number 26. It goes like this. Janma Ishwarya Shuta Shri Bhi Edamana Madhapuma Naivaha Kevidatam Vai Tam Akinchana Gocharam. That those who are madly running after high birth, parentage, Janma Ishwarya, a lot of opulence and money, Shuta, great educational degrees, Shri, lots of beauty, so that people will be envious of me. People running after all these things, these things make them more and more mad. Edamana Madhapuma, increasingly crazy. But those who are not running after these things, those that have given up completely the desires, only they are able to call out feelingly to you. In the purport to that verse, Prabhupada says this. Okay? Listen very carefully. This is a very important purport when it comes to chanting of Hare Krishna. Okay? So listen carefully. All materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences. This is known as advancement of material civilization. Right? But the result is that by possessing all these material assets, one becomes artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. Consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly. O Govinda, O Krishna, it is said in the Shastras that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sins that he is unable to commit. Wow. You get rid of a quantity of sins that you're unable to commit. Forget about what you've already committed. It's not even possible for you to commit the amount of sins that can be wiped out by just once uttering the holy name of the Lord. Just once. Such is the power of uttering the holy name of the Lord. Is there any exaggeration to this? There is not the least, keep reading, there is not the least exaggeration in this statement. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency. Prabhupada continues, but there is a quality to such utterances also. Look at the feeling in Prabhupada's beautiful eyes. There's a quality to such utterances also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can utter feelingly the holy name of the Lord. Tvam akinchana gocharam. Akinchana means penniless, helpless, completely no resources. All I have is you, my Lord. That is the mood and mindset that we are asked to enter. Not easy to do because we are running after those four things. Janma, Aishwarya, Shuddha, Siddhi. We are in our hearts because we're still convinced madly that these things will make me happy. Yes, I'll have Krishna also in the picture, but these things I have to really get them. Yes, we work for survival, we work for decent, dignified life. Nothing wrong, it's good. Work hard. But running crazily after those four things? That's not where we invest our feeling. The feeling has to go where? Krishna. That's it. Diametrically opposed. Our heart is not here. We're only doing it because we have to have a decent life. That's okay. But where are the feelings? There's quality to such assurances. This is what we're trying to do in this third gate. Is bring in our feelings, deep, heartfelt feelings of yearning. The things that we're yearning for in this life, we have to move that energy and yearn for Krishna. And chant Hare Krishna. With feeling. Chant like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed. So gate number 3 is Japa in the heart with feeling. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pointing to his heart like that. And he's doing Japa. And when he cried, it just moved mountains. So we'll recap. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says the name is heart deep, not lip deep. Vrindavan Das Thakur, who wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat, he says Bhakti means crying while remembering Krishna's name. We talked about it yesterday. And Krishna himself in Adi Puran says, I am purchased by one who sings my name and cries before me, not by anyone else. Remember we talked about love. Love is that feeling we want, but we don't have it. So how do we get to that final stone of love? What do we talk about? What do we do to reach there, the stepping stones?
Past the 3 years.
No, not the 3 gates. This is now we're already in the 3rd gate. Yes, you're almost there. We don't have love, but what can we do? What's that? No, there's certain feelings.
Beg for mercy.
Huh?
Beg for mercy.
Feel,
Chant with feeling.
There are certain feelings that we're trying
feel
to.
for it.
Yeah, but what do we feel? You almost that's right. You got it. What else? Gratitude.
Gratitude
And?
appreciation.
Appreciation. Very good. Excellent. Gratitude, appreciation, remorse. These are stepping stones. They're stepping stones to love. Because love we may not jump to. But these are love adjacent feelings that we can easily grab. We can easily be grateful. Oh, thank God. How many times is it thank God? That's gratitude. But we can be more intense in our thanking. Like you cried to the Lord, Lord, I really want to thank you. You gave me a chance in this life. First of all, human life is so rare. I'm a human. That's awesome. Second, I don't have to worry about food. I'm living in America. This is like, it's nice to be in America. There are people who are humans who have to worry about food. They have to worry about food, where the next meal is going to come from. They haven't eaten in 3 days. We have to be grateful we have that. I mean, just being in America, you don't really starve in America unless, you're on a diet or something. Isn't it? I mean, this is a country where the poor people are fat. Isn't it? And the poorest population are obese. Why would you worry about food? The government gives you blocks of cheese if you're hungry. It's not a problem. So then what are we worried about? We should be grateful. Isn't it? We should be grateful. We have many things to be grateful. My Lord, I'm a human being, living in America, and it's so many things to be grateful about. What else can we be grateful about? Yesterday, a lot of people came with nice things. I have devotee association, we have good health, we have all our senses. We don't need to be artificial about it. We can genuinely be thanking Krishna, my Lord. I'm grateful that you gave me this Krishna consciousness. I mean, I could have been anywhere else. My life could have been pretty awful. I may have been quote unquote successful, maybe, but it's awful success without Krishna. It's utterly useless. So at least that much is like, coming to Krishna consciousness and having the chance to chant Hare Krishna is like winning 10 lotteries in a row. That's the probability. That's the like the odds of having what we have right now. And we take it for granted. Some people are so sinful they cannot even utter the name of Krishna. Very famous story. Which story is that? Valmiki, exactly. Valmiki's story. Valmiki had committed so many sins he could not even say the name of Ram. His Guru Maharaj said, okay, from now chant Rama, Rama. No, I can't chant it. Say it. I'm trying, it's nothing coming out. Because, then the Guru said, oh, too much sin. So he said, chant Mara. He died. Mara, wo bhi Mara. Just say Mara, 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 Mara. If you say Mara in a row, then you get credit for saying Rama, Rama. So, and that purified him. But we are able to say Rama. We don't have to say Mara. Isn't it? You can say Rama. You can say Krishna. That means you've committed heaps of pious activities in many lives to be able to say Krishna right now. And we're squandering that opportunity by not chanting Hare Krishna. And we're squandering the chanting time by not infusing it with feeling. Because like I said, we're not saving any more time by doing it mindlessly and feelinglessly. Same amount of time, might as well do it with feeling. What are we trying to prove to Krishna? That we are? Interested. That's right. Interested. We're interested in Krishna. If we can prove to Krishna, I'm interested in you, my Lord, then Krishna does everything else. Think about it. Krishna even facilitates our ability to commit sins. So why would he not facilitate our desire to chant properly? If somebody wants to commit a particular kind of sin, Krishna facilitates that. Even biologically, whatever is required to commit that sin, he facilitates all those things. Someone wants to take on some toxic chemical to make himself feel good, but it's not good for him. Krishna still facilitates, even though he's not happy about it. So you think he will not facilitate your success in Krishna consciousness? But all we have to prove to him is we are interested. And we start showing interest by giving attention. And then once we give our attention, we can express things like gratitude, appreciation, sense of remorse. Okay? So we talked about what are we grateful today. What about appreciation? What are the qualities of the Lord that we can appreciate? Now let's talk about Krishna. What makes us say, wow, that's Krishna? Anything that comes to your mind that you really like about Krishna? Yes.
The fact that he even bats an eye to someone who's so to people who are so fallen, but he doesn't just bat an eye. He helps.
Yes, he helps those who are fallen. Yes, Pati the Pavana. Yes.
And there's so much mercy. He came in the form of Lord Chaitanya to give mercy to all the fallen devotees like Jagai and Mata.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That he's so merciful that he comes again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and even gives mercy to fallen ones like Jadai Madai. Yes, that's a very good one. Yes. Any other quality that, yes, Mataji?
I think he always got our backs, even if we are not very grateful children of him. He's always there, and that makes you feel
Yeah.
even.
That's true. That's true. He's always got us. I mean, the fact that we can even breathe, every breath, he's doing the breathing for us. You know that? Yes.
He doesn't have any favorites for all his children. He has no
Yeah.
favorites.
And he says that, right? In 9th chapter? Which verse is that? No, he says about that he doesn't favor anybody, he's not envious to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that verse, right? Name dveshya asti na priya. I'm not envious to anyone, nor am I favoritism, doing some special favoritism to anyone. Right?
But still he favors devotees.
Yeah, but in that same verse he says, but still,
Yeah.
but that's natural. It's not favoritism. It's not unfair favoritism. You see, if a father has 20 children, and out of 20 children, 3 children constantly coming to serve the father, and the 17 that couldn't care less. The father will still take care of the 17, but he'll give special attention to 3 because they're giving attention to him. That's not unfair favoritism. Unfair favoritism means even if he still gives special attention out of those 20, they're all doing the same thing, and he picks 2 or 3 to give. That's not fair. You see, so it's natural. So it's not unfair, right? Okay. So if you're devotees, we come into the inner circle of the Lord. Otherwise, everybody's in Krishna's circle. He's feeding everybody, isn't it? Even those who don't believe in him. Anything else we appreciate about Krishna is beauty.
His pastimes.
His pastimes are very sweet. The kind of things he does.
His humor,
Yeah.
clever, wittiness. Yeah.
His humor and wittiness, that's really cool. I mean, the fact, even if you see humor, even modern comedians, for example, the writers, they're really, really funny. Their energy comes from Krishna too. We can appreciate Krishna in their creativity. We can, you know? So humor, original humor comes from Krishna.
He's very forgiving.
Very forgiving, yes, very merciful. Yesterday I quoted one verse from the Bhagavatam, one of my favorite ones. It's about the supreme mercy of the Lord. Lord Brahma offers his prayer to Krishna. I'm going to recite it again because it's so nice, I like to recite it. It says, Esham Ghosha Nivasinam Tabhavan Kim Devarate Tinash Cheto Vishwa Phalat Phalam Padaparam Kutrape Muhyati. So you can look up that verse. It's 10:14:35. Brahma says, my mind becomes bewildered just trying to think of what reward other than you could be found anywhere. You are the embodiment of all benedictions, which you bestow upon these residents of the coward community of Vrindavan. You have already arranged to give yourself to Putana and her family members. Putana, Abhisakula, even her family members. Just for pretending, just for disguising herself as a devotee. So what is left for you to give these devotees of Vrindavan, whose homes, wealth, friends, dear relations, bodies, children, very lives and hearts, they're dedicated only to you. Putana just pretended to be devotee. These people are completely your devotees. So how much mercy can you possibly give them when you give Putana everything? It bewilders my mind. You see, it says, my mind is bewildered. And Brahma has 4 heads, not like us. It's a big mind. Quad-core processor. And even he gets bewildered. Right? Then we talked about remorse. Is remorse a valid positive emotion to develop love? Yeah. And we talked about the prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Hari Hari Vifale Janama Bhavani. Manusha Janama Paya. Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya. Janiya Shunya Vishaya. I got this human birth. Oh, so awful what I did with my life. Our acharyas invite us to get in this mood of remorse. It's very powerful for purifying us. I won't do this again anymore. I've wasted enough lives, my Lord. Please help me out here. I've had enough of turning away from you. I don't want this anymore. Yes, I don't mind going to hell again and again, but please, you come in my heart and you stay there. May this image of Bal Gopal always remain. Varun Deva Moksha, no Moksha Vadima. I don't moksha. I just want the image to be established. In our Krishna conscious movement, we don't go for moksha at all. Isn't it? Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays, Mama Janmani Janmanishware, Bhavatat Bhakti Rahayatuki. Birth after birth, please give me your bhakti. Birth after birth implies what? No moksha. Why did he say Janmani Janmanishware? Think about that. We pray to the spiritual master, Chakhudan Dilo Jai, Janme Janme Prabhu say. He's my Lord birth after birth, which implies what? No moksha. We don't care for moksha. We just want to serve Krishna wherever we are. Moksha is not a thing for us. But our misfortune is that we have no attraction. Durdaivam idrisham ihajai nanuraga. Mahaprabhu himself is crying. I have no attraction to the names of the Lord. This is also a kind of remorse. It's remorse. Supreme Lord himself is expressing remorse. How unfortunate, how pathetic in a situation. That you've put all the energy in your names. There's no rules also. I don't have to brush my teeth before chanting your names. And yet, I have no taste. It's terrible. And yet there's a great deal of ecstasy. Whoops. Oh gosh. Computer's gonna die.
Is your charger in your bag behind you?
What's that? I have the charger right here, but I don't know if you have an extension cord.
Yeah.
Put this in here. You get extended. I totally forgot about this. All right. But you'll end up unplugging that, right?
I just want to see how long this can reach.
Whoops. So we talk about this verse. Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gawai Manusha Janama Paya Radha Krishna Pachiya Na Pachiya Radha Janiya Shuniya Vishakaya. Spend my life uselessly. Now the nature of love. What is the nature of pure love? This is another very important thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains.
Selfless, unconditional.
No, this is what it is.
Oh.
Premera svabhava jaha premera sambandha shemane Krishna more nahi prema gandha. Nahi prema gandha. Gandha means even a scent. I don't even have a scent or a trace of prem. But this is the swabhav of prem. This is the nature of prem. Whenever there is a relationship of love of Godhead, it is a natural symptom that the devotee does not think himself a devotee. The more advanced the devotee becomes, the less advanced he thinks he is. Instead, he always thinks that he is not even a drop of love for Krishna. Is the devotee faking it? Is he pretending? Or does he actually feel this way?
Genuine.
Why? Yes, you're right. It's a genuine feeling. But why does he feel this way?
Because if he thinks he's so advanced, then he won't. You feel like I'm too good. I don't want to go
That's right,
further.
yes.
If,
What else?
if he thinks he's all the way down, then he can go higher.
Yeah, but see, when you have so much love, suppose even if you develop some love, and you should appreciate I have love. But why do you say I have no love? Yes.
When you realize that you came to the materialistic world and forgot everything, and that you realize that you are also very fallen, then you would also get more like benefit of like praying to Krishna, that you can get closer to him.
That's right. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, it's working. Okay, let's see this again. Sorry. You know, when... Whoops, yeah. When you have love, suppose you have a handful of love, which is what you can hold in your, like in liquid form, right? Suppose you have a cup full of nectar of love. You find, yes, finally I have love for Krishna. But when you develop love for Krishna, Krishna shows his love for you. And compared to the little handful of love you have, his is an ocean. And that's why you realize I got nothing, even though you are full capacity. You understand? When we see how much love Krishna has for us, our love is so small by comparison. We realize, I got nothing, my Lord. What can I give you? But he's pleased with a little drop or a little handful. That's all he's looking for. So, Krishna mora nahi prema gandha. This is the swabhav, this is the nature of pure love. Now this is taking our loving feelings to the next level. We want to take our loving feelings and emotions to the next level. So let us allow all that force to flow towards the Lord's name in the right direction. How do we do that? We have to intensify. Very famous verse in second canto. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. That whether you have no material desires or you have all material desires or you just want moksha, doesn't matter. You should do one thing only. Perform bhakti yoga. What is this word I've highlighted? Tivrena. Tivra means what?
Intense.
Intense. That's right. Focused. All energy is focused on the bhakti process. And how do we intensify it? By chanting louder? How loud can you chant? Yes, you chant louder. But that's not how you increase the intensity by turning up the knob. How do you crank up the intensity? Yes.
Chanting with actual like genuine devotion.
With genuine devotion, that's right. You crank up the genuine devotion, the feeling. Who showed us how to chant with feeling? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So his tears coming down in torrents, jumping so high, his arms just like getting loose, and he's shivering. This is not what we don't pretend to do these things, but he's showing the intensity required. Okay, let's skip this. Yes. Srila Prabhupada said we have to be 24 hours Krishna conscious. Have you heard this? You must have heard. If you heard his lectures, we have to be 24 hours Krishna conscious. How is it possible in 24 hours Krishna conscious? At least 6-7 hours we are sleeping. Not dreaming. Sleeping without dreams. Yes. Even then, 6 hours, that's still 18 hours. So Prabhupada said you should be 18 hours Krishna conscious, at 24.
We're sleeping so that we can chant? We're
Yes,
sleeping
but the
to
thing
prepare
is,
for it?
yes, no, you're sleeping so that you can chant. That's also part of it, but there's something deeper than that.
That if whatever you do during the
Yes.
day, that is your consciousness continues like that in the sleep as well.
Yes, that's also part of it. So we're sleeping to serve Krishna so the body is strong. What you do in the day is also then flows into your consciousness. We're kind of related. I saw this firsthand. I have a son, little boy, mother. Well, he's not so little anymore. He's 22 years old now. But he was a little boy at one point. He looked just like this, like little baby, and his mom sleep together like that. And I used to watch him sleep, and even while sleeping, in the middle of her sleep, she'd be like snoring gently, and then in the middle of her sleep, her hand would reach out, and she would say, "Mother." While sleeping, soundly, she would say his name in sleep. It's not unique to her. Every mother does this. This is normal. This is natural. This is love. See? This is a universal phenomenon across all cultures. Doesn't matter whether you're in Uganda, Burundi, Indonesia, Australia, or Canada. All mothers do this. This is normal, this is natural, this is love. This is actually who we are. To be in love with Krishna is actually who we are by nature. When we are in love, we are 24 hours aware about the beloved person. The mother is 24 hours aware, including sleeping. That's why I say 24 hours. How does Prabhupada expect us to do that? We have the same loving feeling as we have for our child as we should have for Krishna. It can be developed. It's true. Even now, my wife calls out to mother. And mother lives 10 hours away. He's in medical school. But she calls out to him. I call out to him too. But now it's good because mother means Krishna. And we both decided when we call out mother, we should call Krishna. And we both decided from now on we'll say Mother, Krishna, Gopal, like that. So every morning we wake up, we say Mother, Krishna, Gopal. Because the natural affection we have for the child, we should use that momentum to add Krishna to it. That's why name your children after Krishna. Or Krishna's devotees. Or something that connects with Krishna. When you get have children, keep that in mind, okay? When you grow up and have children, name them after Krishna conscious names. Yeah? Very valuable. This is natural. So what Prabhupada is inviting us to do, being 24 Krishna conscious, have the sweet affection you have already in your heart. Extend it to Krishna, invite him in. Then in your sleep you'll also think, Krishna, Krishna. Why not? You'll see it happen. This is normal, this is natural, this is love. This is called feeling. This is the third gate that we want to invest in. That's how it should be. Okay? So we have some japa affirmations I got from His Holiness, His Grace Mahatma Prabhu. He's written a book called Japa Affirmations. You can look it up, it's available.
We have some, if you
You
want.
have some copies here, yeah. Very nice book. So I took a few affirmations just for us to kind of go over them. It helps us strengthen our mood, okay? So 1, I happily and enthusiastically welcome the holy name every japa session. This is, you do this affirmation before you start chanting. I'm happy, I'm enthusiastic and welcoming. I easily chant my prescribed number of rounds with focus and attention. When I chant, I chant. I don't do other things, multitasking. And then 4, we appreciate that we get to chant, we want to chant, we love to chant. Not that, I have to chant now. No. Take out that I have to. Put these instead. I get to, I want to, I love to. These are important. 5, I treat the Mahamantra as Radha Krishna, fully present in sound. Right? We talked about that. 6, I receive and feel Krishna's presence, mercy and love in His holy name. We feel it. We may not feel it, but we can affirm ourselves and remind our mind to look for this. I chant in full awareness that the holy name is my greatest treasure. I chant to please Radha and Krishna, not to gain anything material. I'm coming out of my mind space and in my heart space, fully present to the holy name. It's that mood we talked about, the climate. And I fully honor my sacred relationship with the holy name during japa. We honor it, being respectful. Okay, so let's summarize the 4 gates. They are the fundamentals: sit properly, chant clearly, sacred space. You have your mind and intelligence. You have your heart, your feelings. Meditate on the different kind of feelings that we talked about, how it's natural. And then knock on the door of mercy and cry, cry, cry for Krishna to open the door. At the 4th gate, we can only cry and beg for His mercy. That's all. We can now say, my Lord, I've given everything I've got. Please open your gate. Please give me a mercy. Now I can beg for it. I'm trying my best to convey to you that I am interested in you, my Lord. I know that I'm not perfect, but your names are perfect. I'm trying to chant them, and I'm now at your mercy. So we pray in the mood of a receiver. You see, we're going to receive something. Not a mood of accomplisher. Mood of receiver. Now you're begging. Please. There's a book written by Satsuru Das Goswami Maharaj, my spiritual master. It's called Begging for the Nectar of the Holy Name. That's the title of the book. It's quite a hefty book. And in that he gets into meditations. It's available for free, by the way. You can just download in ebook format. If you go to Satsuru Das Goswami Maharaj's website, SDG Legacy, all his books are there for free. You can download. It's like 200 books. So this is a good one. He wrote in the 90s. Begging for the nectar of the holy name. He's written a few books on japa. He was quite ahead of the game when he wrote Japa Reform Notebook in 1984. And people weren't really talking about that. He already wrote a book on japa. So we want to pray in the mood of a receiver, not an attitude of an accomplisher or an achiever. No, I achieved pure goodness. No. You want to remain in the mood of helplessness. Tvam akinchana gocharam, helpless mood. Poor, humble beggar. Premera savava, jaha premera sambandha, Krishna nahi mora gandha. I don't have any scent also. And it's true, we don't. We think we have. We got nothing. The more broke we feel in front of the Lord, the more the Lord will give us. But actually you have nothing. Okay? That's the attitude, that's the mood, that's the mental climate, that's the emotions we come to the Lord, and that's enabling us to cry. We should be crying so much that we have to, keep a few bottles of water with us to replenish what's lost. That's how much crying should be happening. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, when you cry, sit on the couch or whatever, you should soak your furniture with the tears. Otherwise it doesn't count. It's a good japa session. It's not for us to show to somebody else, it's for us to show to Krishna we're interested. Tivvrena Bhakti Yoga is not a joke. Intense devotional service is meant to be done in intensity. Tivvrena Bhakti Yoga. Yes.
How to not get carried away sometimes when you feel that you're getting Krishna's mercy or Krishna is there for you, then how to not get, means you feel good about yourself. How to not feel that?
No, you
how
should.
to stay
It's fine. It's fine. You should feel good about yourself. And then you can use that to appreciate. My Lord, even though I don't deserve that feeling, you gave me a realization. It'll probably make me. We can use that to appreciate the Lord's mercy. And that you can always process something in a positive way.
I had this.
You won't become arrogant. When Krishna gives you mercy, you won't become arrogant.
Yeah,
And if you feel the arrogance coming, then what happens is Krishna automatically stops the flow of feeling. Right? So it won't last very long. Arrogance doesn't last very long in Krishna's will.
Because while chanting sometimes, not now, like couple of years ago, like we really feel that I really don't want to stop. But I think I'm getting the taste.
The moment you say that,
that's the end of it.
Moment you say that, then the taste stops.
Yeah, that stops. Yeah.
That's why you have to get in the flow, in the zone.
Yeah, it's so hard to.
If you get in the Japa zone. Alright? So we're going to get in the zone right now. Keep as many things as you have in mind. You just learned. We're going to do 5 mantras together, very intensely. And after those 5 mantras, we're going to spend about 20 seconds in complete silence, absorbing the feeling of that. Okay? 5 mantras, the most intense. Imagine these are the last 5 mantras you're going to chant in this life. Just really think, wow. When the doctor said, okay, from now on you have only 5 mantras left. After that, Hari Bol. What is going to be the quality of those 5 mantras? It's going to be a little better than what we normally do. Okay? 5. Sit up straight. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, I'm going to say this prayer that I wrote yesterday. The week we recited yesterday. We'll do it one more time, okay? We can just listen to it. I'm just going to read it through. My dear Lord Krishna, today I take the bold step of resolving to make a quantum leap in my Japa practice. I pray to you that I can fully commit to being your devotee and chanting your divine names with my full attention and love. I've been chanting for some time now, but I will resolve to abandon my old bad habits and take up all things conducive to better chanting as my surrender unto your lotus feet. You have given me so much mercy in the form of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, an example for us to follow. You have given me the association of devotees. You have given me opportunities to chant your names. Please let me make progress on the path of pure devotion, the path of putting you on, the path of chanting your names with love. Hare Nam Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I want to thank you very much for your kind attention and engaging in this discussion. If anyone has any comments or questions, I have some recommended reading that I can very strongly suggest, so I'll leave this slide up. These are the books that have helped me a lot. Okay? The Living Name by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. The Living Name. You probably have some of these. Then there's another one called Japa Reform Notebook by His Holiness Sasur Das Goswami Maharaj. That's the one 1984. The Art of Chanting Hare Krishna by Mahanidhi Swami. Begging for the Nectar of the Holy Name, that's the one I referenced. The Sasur Maharaj. And then Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name by Sachinananda Swami. So Living Name kind of goes over these 4 gates a little bit. So these are some very, very good books if you really like to read books. I strongly urge you get these. The ones by Satsvarup Maharaj, they're available for free on his website. You can just Google it, Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj books in the family. Okay? All right. Any questions or comments from anybody on the Zoom channel? If you like, we have a few devotees on Zoom, quite a few actually, who joined us. Thank you for joining. Does anyone on Zoom wants to ask something? Anybody here? Any comments?
So I am from a school of Sri Vaishnava philosophy where our gurus have taught us this Ashtachari mantra.
Sorry, bro. 1 second. I think someone's trying to speak. Yes. Sorry, bro. I think they're not able to hear you. Sangeeta Mataji, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to thank you and let you know it's a wonderful session. We want your family.
Hare Krishna, thank you. And thank you all for inviting me, and it really, it's a real joy to be with devotees who really, I could see in your heart that you're really, really doing so much good chanting already, and you really want to take it next level. So it's very gratifying for me, to be able to serve and share whatever little things that I've learned. Thank you. Sorry, bro, please continue. Yes.
Okay. So we have been taught by our guru this Ashtachari mantra which we have been doing the Japa. But you mean this should we continue with that and continue this Hare Krishna Japa, or what is the suggestion?
Yeah. So are you initiated in that line?
No, I'm not initiated
Okay.
in this line. And in my guru, we call it as Prapatti in our school. And we have been initiated to that mantra from the childhood.
Yeah.
I've been following that
Yeah.
quite long time.
So all these names of Krishna are valid. You can chant any of those names, no problem.
Om Namo Narayanaya is
Yeah.
something which we have been.
Yeah, exactly. So you can continue chanting that. You can add Hare Krishna if that's feasible. Specifically, we add Hare Krishna because this mantra is prescribed for Kali Yuga. It is in the Kali Santaran Upanishad. It is the Upanishad for Kali Yuga. So therefore the mantra is considered Maha Mantra and very, very powerful. So I know personally many devotees from Sri Sampradaya who are chanting Hare Krishna every day, 16 rounds. And they also do the other one, Ashtakshara mantra. I know them personally. There's no end to Hari. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. So you can say, chant the names in your tradition, add Hare Krishna to the extent you can. There's no loss.
Okay.
Yes? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Daksha Mataji.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhu. Please accept my beloved blessings. Very nice class. Tried came yesterday and today. I'm hearing my echo. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you might hear an echo because you're on Zoom. Oh wait, hold on. I'm turning this off. Okay, try now. You won't hear an echo now.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Thank you for coming to San Diego. Unfortunately, I'm out of town, but I really enjoyed and I want to improve my rounds and get better. And my mind wanders all the time, so I finish it, but my mind wanders, so I have to bring it back and try to focus on Krishna, that the love doesn't come to me naturally, that I'm chanting for you. Sometimes I think that I'm chanting for me, not for Krishna. Some people say the love should be for Krishna. And I know I'm struggling in that aspect, so I will use all the techniques that you suggested. Thank you so much. But you can talk if you have any other suggestion.
Yes, thank you. Were you able to attend last night's program, Daksha Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, I did. I did half, not all the way. I will hear the recordings again if possible.
Okay. But you weren't there in person, right? You're out of town, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm out of town, Prabhu.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. So whatever, hopefully anything that you could use that helps you, definitely try it, use it. You know, if it doesn't work out, try other things, that's fine. But main thing is to prove to Krishna that we're interested. And we keep trying whatever works. Taking up things that are conducive, that's part of surrender. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All right.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much. My obeisances to all of you. I look forward to serving you again. Srila Prabhupada ki. Very well. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Madam Prabhu.